Uncle Alan, great to see you. And you were born in Albany in the early 1920s, 1923, wasn't it?
That's it. Yeah.
And what do you remember about Albany back then? And wouldn't be a lot of people living here?
Oh no, the last house in the town was about 3 doors along from that Kentucky Fried.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And all opposite there where the sports ground, swimming pool.
Yep.
Was all cow paddocks. And
mainly farming, wouldn't it, back then?
Yeah. Chinese market gardens.
Oh, okay. Yep.
And the road was, alongside the road was bloody blackberry bushes that high.
Really?
So you could have thick, you know.
And as kids, I guess you went and picked a lot of fruit,
yeah.
But 1,000 or more, and it's 37,000 now as we speak in 2021. But it was back in those days, and your parents lived in Maylands, didn't they?
We did, yeah.
And,
we moved from here when I must have been about 2 years old, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then from Maylands, what was your movements from there?
I joined the army.
Yep.
For nearly 4 years. Nearly 4 years, I think. And I was working for the railways then. And I got transferred to Katanning. We had 18 years in Katanning.
That's right.
I'd say to my wife, you know, what about I apply for Albany as an engine driver? Oh, no, it's always wet, it's always raining. And one day she says, what about we if I go to Katanning? And she loved it.
Yeah.
That's great, it worked out that way.
Yeah.
How did you meet your wife, Pauline, or Peg as we know?
I just saw this beautiful girl walk along the road.
Yeah.
I ran after her and tripped her up.
As you do.
Mum said
No.
they used to follow her when she'd go to church in Maylands, and one day she stopped so he could catch up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And that was lovely, and you had the lovely Beth and the other children. You had a few children, didn't you?
Seven,
yeah.
Yeah.
How many boys and girls?
4 boys, 3 boys, 4 girls.
Fantastic. Just on your days in the army, that was during the Second World War.
Yep. Yeah.
And what did you do there? Where did you go?
Before we went left Australia, we were in south of Darwin for about.
After the bombings.
I don't know, a few months, 6 months. And then we were sent to New Britain. You've never heard of that, have you?
No.
It's just a little half-crescent shaped island.
Yeah.
Just off New Guinea.
Ah.
Yeah.
And was that a good experience, or pretty nasty?
It was tense, I suppose you'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was for 4 years.
Yeah, we were mostly patrolling. I mean, there was a narrow neck there of the island, and the Japanese held the capital of Mount Ball. I had a big base there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's 75,000 of them, and about 5,000 of us, and we were supposed to keep them contained.
Yep.
So it was all patrolling.
Sure. And the family back in your younger years and my younger years were pretty close. We used to meet up at Maylands quite a bit socially.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And you remember Olive and Keith, my dad, and
I do.
all of those?
Yeah, I remember they lived in Mount Hawthorn, didn't they?
That's right. You came there a few times?
Yeah, been out there. My wife, I don't know if she was my wife then, must be.
Mm-hmm.
We made a few visits out there.
Yeah. And your work, you mentioned you were in the railways. Was that driving trains or?
Yeah.
Yeah. Train driver with...
steam train.
Steam trains, yeah, beautiful. They were the days, yeah.
Way back then, of course.
Yeah. And with your young years during growing up and that, what special favourite memories have you got of those times with your parents and growing up and that? Anything come to mind?
Well, Mum loved kids, and our house in Maylands always had young people. You know, she loved being with young people from around the place. Yeah, we used to play cards and play silly games.
Did you used to in the Swan River, you used to swim?
Yeah, we're about from here, I suppose, to the town street, from the river on one side, and the river did a big loop, so you go to one side or the other. And of course on the other side of the river was the sewage treatment for the city.
Yep.
And as one didn't work too well, there was a lot of floaters around. We used to call them blind mullet. Watch out, there's a blind mullet.
And you said you weren't...
We didn't really swim. We just went through them.
You just
motions.
Went through the motions.
Go through the motions, swim undeterred. And sorry about that. We've been out to the Nielsen farm, and we're lucky to have a street named after our family. And the Nielsen farm you used to visit, and what memories have you got from there and the people there?
Of course, I was pretty small when we first went out there. And
what about John Nielsen?
The old granddad, he was a pretty gruff old bloke.
He was pretty stern, was he?
Yeah. But there was no water supply, you know, there was a water tank there, but when there's no water, we had to cart water from the bloody creek about 300 yards away, I suppose.
Yeah, I saw where that is. You used to swim in there too, didn't you?
Yeah. no motion, so.
Yeah. And John, Mum said he was stern, but he was a fair man.
He probably was, yeah.
Yeah. So he would have brought his kids up pretty strictly, and they seemed to act that way.
Oh, yeah.
And the Rocky Crossing, Tess and Albert's place, did you go there at all?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And what memories have you got from there?
Well, I remember before Tess and Albert, their uncle Arthur. He's living in the tent out there. That's all he had, you know.
Yeah.
And he's good. He dug a well and had the bloody bucket of water out and water his veggies, you know. Pretty hard life.
Yeah. No, that's right. And just a little side mention, there was you sang a song with your little granddaughter. I'm not going to ask you to sing it, but apparently you used to sing it to your wife, did you?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And what was that again, the name of the song?
You Are My Sunshine.
Yeah. And how long were you married for?
77 years.
77 years, yeah. And that's a fantastic milestone as well. And
oh, yeah.
He never spoke Danish, did he? John Nielsen never spoke Danish.
Not that I know of.
No. And you worked out there, I mean you used to stay out there, sorry, was it Auntie Tessa's at Sounders Park and Boyer Morgan was there?
Morgan's, yeah. Nora Morgan.
No, the Black Morgans.
Oh, there's Black Morgan.
Didn't one of the boys work there?
Yeah. He reckoned I knew fair. I was probably only 14 or 13, I don't know. And he reckoned he knew a family secret. But he wouldn't say what it was.
yeah.
But, that was a bit of scandal there.
Yeah, I did hear about that, and yeah.
I was going to ask Dad about, you know, the original house that they lived in on Nelson Farm, Dad, you know, it had the coffee rock foundation. What was that all made of?
The wall?
Yeah, with the walls. Was there some black boy stumps in it?
No.
No, what was it all made of?
It was made of carry timber.
Yeah.
And he come from New Zealand. And he didn't know about bloody white ants. And of course the white ants loved that bloody place. They virtually ate it down.
And that was what caused it to, the reason why it's not there anymore.
Yeah, the main reason there.
And were the walls covered inside?
Some of them were covered in flat sheet metal and some of them had that knotty pine stuff, you know.
And what about newspaper or pictures on the wall?
Yeah, there's pictures of the girls that cut out of the film stars, you know, of the time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
As the girls do, yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And what else can you say about the interior, Dad? Oh, you know when you came out the front door, were the mulberry trees on the right?
No, they're on the left.
Oh, okay, so it's right round. The
So,
door would have been right round.
Well, the front door was practically on the side facing towards the creek.
oh, well that's right, they were on the right then, Dad. And the fig tree was on the left.
And the fig tree was behind the house.
Yeah, well kind of, yeah.
Close.
Yeah. And there's a lemon tree as well.
I don't remember that one.
I remember, I don't know if you remember seeing it when you were last there a year or two ago, that there's some old car wrecks there. Would they have been from when the Nelsons were there? Did you notice? Or
I don't think, as far as I know, when the war came, Uncle Arthur, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was living there, but he went a bit strange.
Yep.
And apparently, they even called him up for the army, reserve.
I saw that, yeah.
Yeah, someone nicked the old Ford T.
Well, that one that was in that picture? Yeah. Oh, really?
Stole it.
Oh.
Yeah.
And there wasn't a car after that? Did John Nelson have a car after that? No.
And
he died in 1935, so...
That's right. Yeah.
Probably not.
No.
Amazing. And
those bloody old Ford T's, they're pretty tough old cars, you know.
Were they? Yeah. And John, did he die in Mount Barker or was it Albany?
Oh, Albany. Well,
was it?
Plantagenet.
Yeah, that's what I saw, and I don't know if that was.
Well, Mount Barker's Plantagenet.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Yeah, not 100% sure on that one.
No, that's all right. I just asked in the off chance, but I saw that and wondered if it was Mount Barker. But there's some soundnesses buried there too in Mount Barker. And
yeah.
Oh,
there's a lot of soundnesses.
Quite a few up there.
A place in Mount Barker.
I don't know.
The place in Mount Barker's Soundness Park.
And then inside, Dad, remember there was cabinets of salt and pepper shakers and, you know?
Yeah.
China. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. We went into the old shed there, Dad. They built on, but the original shed's still there.
Yeah.
That's where the bird aviaries are.
Yeah.
But, of course, I was only small too. But I remember these bloody awful noises during the night, you know, screaming and carrying on. And it was bloody curlews.
It was what, sorry?
Curlews.
Curlews, a bird.
Ah, right.
Yeah.
God, they made an awful noise.
But Dad, didn't you, on the Nelson farm, as you go in the gate, there used to be a pond that you used to swim in?
A bit further around.
Yeah. To the left as you go into the...
Well, from the house we used to go down to the creek.
Yeah.
And across the creek, and there was this swimming pool, probably nearly the size of this room. What happens is a lot of that is peatland, and if it gets dry enough, it'll burn.
Really? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and apparently the peat caught fire.
Ah.
And till the rain put it out, it made a swimming pool.
Ah. That's interesting. And John Nelson used to use the flax bushes that he took from New Zealand to tie up his produce, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
And how did he used to sell the stuff? On the back of a horse and cart?
Yeah, I think so. And then Arthur took over the round, but he wasn't making much money.
Yeah.
He was
What did he used to do with the money? Drink it, did he?
Hey?
Did he used to drink it?
No.
Oh my God.
Bleep that out. Oh, really?
And one of the other brothers died in Port Hedland. He drowned.
I heard about that, yeah.
Mm.
Was he working at the time or just...
Don't know. He was only 18.
Right, oh, right, yeah.
What was he doing up there, Dad?
Swimming.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, it's great, Alan. Thanks for that.
That's all right.
Terrific.
Good to see you.
You too, yeah. So good to catch up.
Where do you live now, in Perth?
Yeah, we're in Perth, but we might retire in Albany in the next few years.
If you're lucky, that's a good move.
Yeah. I know, I thoroughly agree. And there's so much family history.
Oh, yeah. Everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Yeah.